What if everything you perceive as your reality, your circumstances, your successes, your limitations is nothing more than a mirror reflecting a deep internal code that you alone have the power to rewrite? This isn't a philosophical question. It is the foundational principle of a power that has been known, protected, and practiced by history's most influential figures. For centuries, this knowledge was fragmented, hidden in plain sight within ancient texts, oral traditions, and the lives of those who seemed to bend fate to their will. They weren't magical. They were simply literate in the language of creation itself. Today, you are stepping across that threshold. What you are about to receive is a complete operating system for your consciousness. This is not about positive thinking. This is about architectural thinking. You are about to learn how to become the architect of your reality, using the immutable laws that govern the universe as your blueprint. The only question that remains is, how deeply are you willing to question the reality you currently take for granted? Introduction. The blueprint of reality. Imagine for a moment that your life is a grand, intricate building. You walk through its halls, reside in its rooms, and look out through its windows. Most people spend their entire lives focused on rearranging the furniture, changing jobs, seeking new relationships, pursuing external validation, believing that this is how you improve the structure. But they never question the integrity of the foundation, the strength of the supports, or the design of the blueprint itself. When the building is unstable, no amount of redecorating will prevent it from trembling. The true masters of existence understood this. They knew that to change the external, you must first master the internal. The internal is not just your thoughts. It is the very fabric of your belief system, the quality of your perception, the focus of your attention, and the resonance of your emotional energy. These are the raw materials from which your reality is constructed. This series of teachings is that master blueprint. It is a synthesis of ancient esoteric wisdom and cutting-edge principles of quantum physics and neuroscience. We are going to deconstruct the illusion of a fixed, external reality and rebuild your understanding from the ground up. You will learn that you are not a passive occupant of your life's building. You are its architect, its builder, and its soul renovator. Every single thing you experience is, in some way, a manifestation of an internal state. This journey is divided into 3 core parts, each building upon the last to form a complete framework for conscious creation. Part 1. The foundation. Mastering your inner world. This is where we lay the groundwork. We will identify and reprogram the subconscious beliefs that have been acting as the hidden architects of your current reality. We will explore the profound power of perception and how shifting your internal lens automatically shifts your external world. Part 2. The tools, the mechanics of manifestation. Here, we move into practical application. You will be given specific, actionable tools: visualization, emotional alchemy, vibrational alignment, and the art of sacred repetition. These are the levers and pulleys you will use to build your new reality. Part 3. The mastery, living as a conscious creator. Finally, we integrate these skills into a new way of being. This is where you transition from doing manifestation techniques to embodying a creative state of consciousness. You learn to live in a constant, flowing partnership with the universe, where synchronicity becomes your native language and inspires your natural rhythm. The path ahead requires courage. It demands that you take full responsibility for your reality. But in return, it offers the one thing every human soul truly seeks: ultimate freedom. The freedom to create, to experience, and to express life on your own terms. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The sacred law of belief, the bedrock of creation. Our journey begins with the most fundamental law, the bedrock upon which all else is built, the law of belief. This law states that the universe responds not to your wishes, not to your wants, not even to your actions, but to the unwavering, core-level convictions that you hold to be true. Your beliefs are the invisible commands you broadcast to the quantum field. And the field has no choice but to obey. Let me illustrate with a story. There was once a sculptor named Ilara. She possessed remarkable technical skill. Yet her work remained largely unknown, gathering dust in the corner of a local cafe. Galleries rejected her submissions and critics offered faint praise. Ilara, despite her talent, held a deep-seated, subconscious belief. True artistic success is for a chosen few, and I am not one of them. This belief was not a thought she actively repeated each day. It was a silent program running in the background of her mind, a default setting installed by early experiences and societal conditioning. Her reality perfectly mirrored this belief. She remained unknown because, at her core, she believed she was meant to be unknown. Her actions hesitating to promote her work, downplaying her talent in conversations were all perfectly aligned with this internal identity. One day, while cleaning her grandmother's attic, Ilara discovered an old journal. It wasn't a book of spells, but a practical diary kept by her grandmother, who had been a successful potter. One entry read, "The world does not give you what you ask for with your voice. It gives you what you command with your certainty. The clay does not argue with the potter's hands. It simply becomes the vision held within them." This message struck Ilara with the force of a revelation. She realized she had been asking the universe for success while her belief system was commanding obscurity. She made a pivotal decision. She would, for 1 month, act as if she were a renowned sculptor whose work was highly sought after. This wasn't about fake positivity. It was about embodying a new state of being. Each morning, she stood in her studio and declared to herself with visceral conviction, "My art is a unique gift, and it naturally finds its audience." She didn't just say the words. She felt the truth of them. She felt the gratitude for her collectors, the joy of creating an appreciative world. When doubts arose, she acknowledged them and then consciously returned to her new, chosen belief. The shift did not happen overnight. But within weeks, synchronicities began to occur. A renowned art critic, a friend of a friend, happened to visit the cafe and was captivated by her work. He wrote a feature article. A gallery owner, reading that article, felt a compelling urge to contact her for a solo exhibition. Ilara's external reality had no option but to reconfigure itself to match her new internal conviction. Your reality is a printout of your most deeply programmed beliefs, the neuroscience of belief. How does this work on a physiological level? Your brain has a structure called the reticular activating system. It acts as a filter for the millions of bits of information bombarding your senses every second. Your beliefs tell the RAs what to look for. If you believe you are unlucky, your RAS will filter for and highlight all the evidence that confirms this: the missed bus, the rained-out picnic, the lost keys. If you believe you are fortunate, that same race will spotlight the parking spot that opens up, the unexpected check in the mail, the chance meeting that leads to an opportunity. Your beliefs literally shape what you see in the world. The practice. Core belief reprogramming. This is your first ritual of discovery. You must identify and rewrite your limiting core beliefs. 1. Identify in a quiet space. With a journal, ask yourself, what do I truly believe about money? About relationships? About my capabilities? About my worth? Write down the first, raw answers that emerge without judgment. You might find beliefs like, money is hard to come by, I'm not good enough, or love always ends in pain. 2. Challenge. For each limiting belief, ask, is this absolutely universally true? What is the evidence against it? You will find that these beliefs are not truths, but interpretations. 3. Rewrite. Craft a new, empowering belief that is the positive opposite of the old one. Make it present tense, personal, and emotional. For example, abundance flows to me easily and effortlessly, or I am deeply worthy of love and respect. 4. Embody. Each morning and evening, read your new beliefs aloud. Close your eyes and feel the reality of them. Visualize yourself living from this new conviction. The key is consistent emotional repetition, which we will explore in depth in a later chapter. Your beliefs are the foundation. Before you can build a new reality, you must ensure you are not building on cracked and unstable ground. This first step is the most critical one you will take. Chapter 2. Perception. The gateway to power. If beliefs are the foundation, then perception is the lens through which you view the entire construction. Most people assume perception is a passive process. You simply see what is there. This is the grand illusion. Perception is an active, creative act. You are not seeing reality. You are seeing your interpretation of reality, and that interpretation is shaped by your past, your beliefs, and your focus. Consider the story of two entrepreneurs. Alex and Ben, they both launched similar tech startups at the same time. After 6 months, a major investor pulls out, a critical blow to both companies. Alex perceives this event as a catastrophic failure. His internal narrative says, "This is proof that my idea is flawed. I'm not cut out for this. The market is too competitive." This perception triggers feelings of defeat, anxiety, and shame. His subsequent actions become timid, he loses momentum, and his company eventually fizzles out. Ben, facing the exact same external circumstance, perceives it differently. His internal narrative says, "This is a tough lesson, but it's not the end. Why did the investor pull out? What can I learn from this? This forces me to refine my pitch and find a stronger, more aligned partner." This perception triggers feelings of determined focus, resilience, and curiosity. His actions become strategic, he improves his business model, and he ultimately secures a better investment deal. The event was identical. The reality that unfolded from it was diametrically opposed, shaped entirely by their perceptions. Your perception is not a reflection of the world. It is a projection of your mind. And what you project, you eventually experience as real. The practice, the perception shift. To master your reality, you must master your perception. This requires moving from being a passive observer to a conscious director of your focus. 1. Awareness. Throughout your day, practice noticing your perceptions. When you encounter a challenging person or situation, pause and ask, what is my interpretation of this? What story am I telling myself about what this means? 2. Choice. Once you've identified the story, consciously ask, is this the only way to see this? What is another, more empowering perspective? In the case of the entrepreneur, the setback could be perceived as a necessary redirection, not a failure. 3. Reframe. Deliberately choose the empowering perspective. Verbalize it. I choose to see this challenge as an opportunity to grow and innovate. This isn't about denying difficulty. It's about assigning it a meaning that serves your evolution rather than diminishes you. Your perception is the gateway. When you change how you look at things, the things you look at change. This is not a metaphor. It is a neurological and quantum fact. Change your perception, and you change the world you live in. Chapter 3. The Quantum Link, where thought becomes form. We now venture into the realm where modern science and ancient wisdom converge spectacularly, the quantum realm. For centuries, mystics have spoken of the interconnectedness of all things, of a fundamental field of energy that is the substrate of the physical world. Quantum physics now confirms this. At the most basic level, everything your chair, the air you breathe, there's a vibrating field of energy and information. Your thoughts are not ephemeral, meaningless events. They are measurable electromagnetic and biochemical occurrences. Every thought you have carries a specific frequency and vibrates within this quantum field. Like a tuning fork, your thoughts resonate and attract back to you energy that is vibrating at a matching frequency. This is the essence of the law of attraction, but it's far more than just thinking happy thoughts. It is the physics of creation. Think of a great inventor. Like Nikola Tesla, he did not suddenly build the alternating current motor. He first conceived of it in his mind with immense clarity and detail. He visualized it, he felt it working, he heard the hum of its operation in his imagination. He held this coherent mental image with such focused intensity that the intelligence of the universe, the quantum field, organized itself into the physical form of the motor. His thought, repeated and energized, became form. This principle applies to everything. A healed body begins with the unwavering thought and feeling of health. A prosperous business begins with the sustained vision of success and service. Your thoughts are the seeds, and the quantum field is the fertile soil. But a seed requires more than just being planted. It requires consistent energy to grow. The practice, quantum focusing, this is the disciplined art of holding a single, clear thought with emotional charge. 1. Clarity. You cannot manifest happiness or success. These are vague concepts. You must get specific. What does happiness look like for you? A specific scene on a beach? A feeling of peace in your morning routine? What does success entail? A specific revenue number? A team of a certain size? Define your target with absolute precision. Write it down. 2. Visualization. This is your most powerful tool. We will dedicate a full chapter to it later, but begin now. Spend 5 to 10 minutes daily in a quiet space, closing your eyes and constructing your desired reality in your mind. See it, hear it, feel it. Make it real in your inner world. 3. Emotional charge. This is the fuel. As you visualize, generate the emotion you would feel if your desire were manifest right now. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the pride, the peace. Emotion is energy in motion. It supercharges your thought seed, compelling it to sprout in the physical world. You are, in every moment, interacting with the quantum field. The question is, are you doing it by default, with scattered and fearful thoughts, or are you doing it by design with focused and intentional ones? Chapter 4. The Alchemy of Emotion, the Fuel of Manifestation. We have touched on emotion, but it is so critical it demands its own chapter. Emotion is the catalyst that transforms a mental blueprint into a physical structure. You can have the clearest thought and the most detailed vision, but without the emotional fuel, it remains a phantom, a wish. Emotion is the bridge between the non-physical world of thought and the physical world of experience. Consider the process of alchemy from the Middle Ages. The alchemists sought to turn lead into gold. This was a metaphor for an internal process, turning the base metal of our lower vibrational states like fear, anger, jealousy into the gold of our higher states like love, joy, peace. This is the true alchemy you must master. Your emotional state is your vibrational offering to the universe. If you are holding a vision of abundance but constantly feeling the emotion of scarcity and anxiety, which frequency do you think the universe is responding to? It responds to the dominant vibration, which is your emotional state, not your intellectual desire. Let's return to our sculptor. Ilara, if she had repeated her new belief, "My art is successful," while simultaneously feeling the anxiety of her bills and the bitterness of past rejections, her manifestation would have been blocked. The anxiety and bitterness would have been the stronger vibrational signal. It was only when she coupled her new belief with the genuine feeling of success, the pride, the satisfaction, the joy of creation that the shift occurred. The practice, emotional auditing and transmutation. 1. Audit your energy. Several times a day, check in with your emotional state. What are you feeling? Frustration? Overwhelm? Joy? Contentment? Label it without judgment. 2. Feel it fully. If you encounter a negative emotion, do not suppress it. Suppression gives it power. Allow yourself to feel it completely for a set period, say 90 seconds. Often, the emotion will dissipate once it has been fully acknowledged. 3. Transmute it. Now, consciously choose a higher vibrational emotion. You cannot jump from rage to bliss, but you can move up the ladder. From rage, you can move to anger. From anger to frustration. From frustration to acceptance. From acceptance to curiosity. From curiosity to hope. Use memory or imagination to generate the better feeling emotion. The key is to take charge of your internal energy state. Your emotions are the power source for your creative capacity. Learn to manage this power source with the diligence of a master engineer. The universe is not responding to what you want. It is responding to what you are. And what you are is defined in large part by what you feel. Chapter 5. The Mystique of Repetition. Programming the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is the visionary, the architect. It comes up with brilliant ideas and grand plans. But your subconscious mind is the builder, the workhorse. It is responsible for 95% of your cognitive activity, including your habits, your autonomic bodily functions, and most importantly, your core beliefs. The subconscious mind is literal, habitual, and learns through repetition. It is the soil where the seeds of your thoughts must be planted, and repetition is the water that makes them take root. This is why affirmations, when done correctly, are so powerful. They are not mere positive statements. They are commands being delivered directly to the subconscious builder. The problem is that most people recite affirmations once or twice with no feeling and then give up when they don't see immediate results. The subconscious mind is conditioned by your entire life's history. Reprogramming it requires consistent, dedicated repetition. Think of an Olympic athlete. They do not become champions by practicing a routine once. They repeat it thousands of times until the movements are encoded so deeply in their subconscious that they can perform them under immense pressure, without conscious thought. The same principle applies to building a new belief about yourself or your reality. The practice. Sacred repetition 1. Choose your key statements, based on your new core beliefs from Chapter 1. Create 3 to 5 powerful I am statements. I am a magnet for divine abundance. I am worthy of deep, committed love. I am a powerful and conscious creator of my reality. 2. Create ritual. Don't just mumble these in the car. Create a sacred space and time. Morning and evening are ideal, as the mind is most receptive in these states. 3. Embody the statement. As you repeat your statement, feel its truth. Speak it with conviction. Visualize yourself living it. The combination of verbal repetition, emotional resonance, and mental imagery creates a triple-pronged attack on the old subconscious programming. 4. Consistency is key. Commit to this practice for a minimum of 30 days. It takes time to overwrite old code. The groove in the stone is not formed by one mighty blow, but by the persistent, gentle drip of water. Repetition is the mechanism of mastery. It is how you move a belief from your conscious mind, where it is a theory, into your subconscious mind, where it becomes an operating truth. Repetition is the mother of skill and the father of new reality. Chapter 6. Visualization, creating vivid blueprints of desire. We now arrive at one of the most potent tools in the creator's arsenal, visualization. This is the process of creating detailed, sensory-rich mental images of your desired outcomes. When you visualize, you are not daydreaming. You are performing a high-level cognitive act that directly influences your brain and the quantum field. Neuroscience shows that the brain does not distinguish clearly between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. The same neural pathways fire when you imagine lifting your hand as when you actually lift it. When you visualize your goal with intense detail and emotion, you are quite literally pre-activating the neural networks required to achieve it. You are building the internal success before it manifests externally. A famous study was conducted with basketball players divided into 3 groups. Group 1 practiced free throws physically every day. Group 2 did not practice at all. Group 3 only visualized making free throws every day. The results were astounding. Group 1, as expected, improved by 24%. Group 2 showed no improvement. But Group 3, who only practiced in their minds, improved by almost as much as Group 1, by 23%. Your mind is the ultimate virtual reality simulator. You can use it to rehearse success, to engineer perfect outcomes, and to emotionally pre-live your desires, thereby drawing them into your timeline. The practice, mental rehearsal 1, relax, find a quiet space. Close your eyes. Take several deep breaths to calm your body and mind. 2. Define the scene. Choose a specific desired outcome. Don't visualize being successful. Visualize yourself sitting at your desk, signing a specific contract, feeling the texture of the paper, seeing the client smile, hearing the congratulatory words from your partner, feeling the surge of pride and relief. 3. Engage all senses, make the scene multisensory. What do you see? The room, the people. What do you hear? The sounds, the conversation. What do you feel? The emotions, the physical sensations. What do you smell? The coffee, the air. The richer the detail, the more real it becomes to your brain. Point 4. Step into the scene. Don't watch yourself like a movie. Be in your own body, looking out through your own eyes. This first-person perspective is crucial for neural integration. 5. Feel the feeling. This is the most important part. Generate and amplify the emotions of achievement and fulfillment. Bathe in that feeling. Let it saturate every cell of your being. 6. Release. Conclude the session with a feeling of gratitude, as if it has already been accomplished, and then release it to the universe. Practice this for 10 to 15 minutes daily. This is not a passive activity. It is an active co-creation session with the intelligence of the universe. Chapter 7. Inner Silence. Unlocking the Sacred Minden, our hyper-connected, stimulus-saturated world. The most scarce and valuable resource is not time, but silence. True, profound silence. Not just the absence of sound, but the absence of internal mental chatter. It is in this sacred space of silence that the voice of intuition, of inspiration, of the universe itself can be heard. Your conscious mind is a wonderful tool, but it is also a relentless commentator, analyzer, and worrier. This constant noise acts as static, drowning out the subtle signals from your higher self and the quantum field. When you quiet the mind, you are not doing nothing. You are tuning your receiver to a much higher frequency. All great discoveries, insights, and aha moments occur in moments of mental quietude, in the shower, on a walk in nature, upon first waking. This is when the puzzle pieces assembled by your conscious efforts suddenly click into place by an intelligence greater than your own. The practice, the art of stillness. 1. Start small. Begin with just 5 minutes a day. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. 2. Observe the thoughts. Do not try to stop your thoughts. This is impossible and creates tension. Instead, imagine yourself as a mountain, and your thoughts are just clouds passing by. Observe them without attachment, without judgment, and let them drift away. 3. Use an anchor. When you find yourself carried away by a thought train, gently return your focus to your breath, or to a single word like peace or calm. This is the rep that builds your mental muscle. 4. Listen. After a period of stillness, gently ask a question you have been pondering. Then continue to listen in the silence. Don't strain for an answer. Allow it to arise like a bubble from the depths of a still pond. This practice of meditation, or conscious stillness, is not a separate activity from manifestation. It is the foundational practice that makes all the others more effective. It clears the static, allowing your focused intentions to be broadcast with greater clarity and power. Chapter 8. Symbols and codes, the language of the subconscious. Your subconscious mind communicates not in words, but in images, feelings, and symbols. This is the language of dreams, and it is the language you can use to program your inner builder. By consciously surrounding yourself with symbols that represent your desires, you create a constant, silent dialogue with your subconscious. A symbol is a key that unlocks a specific frequency or idea within your psyche. For example, an image of a strong, deep-rooted oak tree can symbolize stability and growth to your subconscious far more effectively than the words "I am stable." The practice, creating your symbolic environment. 1. Choose your symbols. What symbolizes abundance to you? Is it a specific gemstone? An image of an overflowing cornucopia? What symbolizes love? A pair of intertwined swans? A specific flower? 2. Place them strategically. Place these symbols where you will see them throughout your day, as your phone wallpaper, on your desk as a piece of jewelry. Each glance is a subtle, powerful command to your subconscious. 3. Create a vision board. This is a classic tool for a reason. A vision board is a collage of images, words, and symbols that represent your desired life. It speaks directly to the subconscious in its native language, providing a constant, visual blueprint to align with. Your environment is not neutral. It is either supporting your old reality or reinforcing your new one. Be the conscious curator of your symbolic landscape. Chapter 9. The art of surrender, trusting the universe's flow. This is one of the most misunderstood and critical aspects of manifestation. Surrender. After you have done the work, clarified your intention, visualized it, felt the feelings, and taken inspired action, you must release your attachment to the how and the when. Surrender is not giving up. It is not passive resignation. Surrender is active trust. It is acknowledging that you are the co-creator, not the sole creator. You are responsible for the what, and the universe is infinitely more capable of handling the how. You're limited. Logical mind cannot possibly foresee the perfect orchestration of events, people, and opportunities required to bring your desire to fruition in the best way possible. When you cling desperately to a specific outcome, you create resistance. You are essentially telling the universe, I only trust this one path. This constricts the flow. Surrender is like opening your clenched fist. It allows something new to be placed in your hand. The practice, the letting go ritual. 1. State your intention. Write down your clear, specific desire. 2. Affirm your trust. Right beneath it, I now release this intention to the infinite wisdom of the universe. I trust it to manifest in the perfect way and at the perfect time for my highest good. 3. Take a symbolic action. This could be burning the paper safely, placing it in a special box, or even visualizing it floating away on a cloud. The physical act helps cement the internal release. 4. Focus on the present. After the ritual, bring your focus back to the present moment. Live your life fully. Take inspired action when it feels right, but let go of the anxiety of forcing the result. Surrender is the final, masterful step that allows the magic of the universe to work through you and for you. Conclusion: becoming the architect, you have now been given the master keys. You understand that your reality is not happening to you, but through you. You are the architect of your beliefs. You are the architect of your perceptions. You are the architect of your focus. You are the architect of your emotional state. This is the ultimate forbidden knowledge, that you have always had this power. The external world was simply reflecting back to you what you already held to be true inside. Now you can consciously choose what to hold inside. You can design your inner world, and in doing so, you will inevitably design your outer world. This is not the end of your journey. It is the true beginning. The work starts now. It starts with the next thought you think, the next perception you choose, the next feeling you cultivate. If this transmission has resonated with you, if you feel that spark of recognition igniting within, then do this for me, like this video and subscribe to Rapidus. Your engagement tells the algorithm that this is important content, allowing us to reach more fellow architects ready to build a new world. But more importantly, it is a signal to yourself. That like is a physical action, a tiny ritual confirming your commitment to this path. It is you saying, I am ready to build. In the comments below, I want you to answer this question. What is the one belief that if you changed it today would have the most profound impact on your reality? Your answer will solidify your intention and inspire others on the same path. The blueprint is in your hands. The tools are at your disposal. The power has always been yours. Now, go and build something extraordinary.